Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Friday, May 15th, 2015. Okay, yesterday's announcements, they were they were pretty much in range, let's put it that way, for the most part. I mean, the PPI FD, I don't know what the FD stands for, but this is Producer Price Index, maybe from the Fed or something, I'm not sure. But there was a lot of data in that one. Most of it, just from a price perspective, looks good. Looks more like looks a little bit sort of like deflation, I guess you could say, because almost everything was below expectations as far as increases in prices are concerned, and some were negative. So, deflation, maybe, who knows. For today, though, we have the Empire State Manufacturing Survey, Industrial Production, and Consumer Sentiment all in the morning, and in the afternoon, Treasury International Capital. And I'm not familiar with that particular report, but let's move on and see what's going on across the ponds. As soon as Asia comes up here, I did press that, didn't I? Maybe not. I would say Asia is bullish, and Europe is bullish as well. Although, not very convincingly, let's put it that way. Alright, let's jump over to the futures here in the U.S., looking like as though they may open slightly up. Gold pulled back a chunk overnight. It must have gone up quite a bit yesterday to 12.24, I guess, or 34. And now it's pulling back. A lot of activity going on in the futures here for gold. Oil is at 60 and a half, and the dollar's at 93.82, up 31 cents overnight, and $1.13.6 against the euro, gaining a little bit of strength there. Right. Okay, so how are we doing here? Google's in trouble, and we'll talk about that when we get to it on the chart, and everything else is running as planned, as we will see as we run through here. Jumping over, I have a problem with my right arm falling asleep here, so bear with me if I make some weird mouse clicks, or maybe none at all. I'll try to maybe work a little left-handed on the arrow keys instead. So Apple, remember we were looking for a downtrend. Now it looks like it's in an uptrend. So which way is Apple going? We don't know. We're not paying much attention to it for right now. Amazon, we don't know anything about Amazon either. Even though I have a target there, just not going to be touching that for right now. And then there's Baidu, which is hopefully we can get it to work out for us today. Chipotle, not sure what's going on there either. Costco is an interesting case study here. Looks like as though it might work out swimmingly. Be happy about that one. I could use some positive gains here. The Dow is just popped out of its wedge here for this week. So we're going to see, I think this is, yesterday is the one that did it. So we'll hold for today. That could be interesting. Alright, gold. Here's that move yesterday. And here's the move, no, this is the move yesterday. And we're seeing this morning that it may be pulling back a little bit. Alright, Google. Let's talk about Google. Okay, so we currently have a bear call on this, and Google It just did it to me yesterday. It was looking like as though it might be a successful trade, at least not a total loser. But here it made this move yesterday, so let's see if we can take advantage of that. I ran some numbers here in spreadsheet, and I've done this before to some success. Here we can see we did the same thing on Chipotle that we're thinking of doing here. Both these numbers here are speculative right now. The 1150 is if I wanted to buy back the short call, it would cost me $11.50, and keep in mind there's two of these. And if I was to sell the long call, I would collect $6.70. Both of these are midpoints. Usually when you're buying, you end up paying pretty close to the rack rate. It's difficult to get midpoints, but the spread right now is pretty big in pre-market. So this is the way it looks currently. So that's a $2.55 loss, or very close to $500, which is what it's showing here on the account page. Alright, so what needs to happen here? Well, I need this one. If I was to buy this back when the market opens, I need Google to move upward, and it looks like as though it needs to move, well, at least $2.55 in order for me to break even. So, if I could get rid of this at these current prices, so if I can buy back the short at 1150, then I would need to get $9 and something for this long call. So let's take a look here on the Analyze tab. Delta on the short call is 98, so that means for every dollar move in the underlying, this is going to gain or lose. Well, it's going to gain 98 cents on the dollar. And the 542.5 strike, this one right here, if it was to, it has a delta of 89. So that means that we get 89 cents on the dollar. So I need Google to move maybe like $4 today upward, maybe more because of the spread here. There's a dollar spread. So can it do it? Well, I look up here. When I land on the candle, there's a little box here that says R, and that's the range. So the range yesterday was $7.19, and that's not, $7 is if I move to these different candles here, there's $11, there's 11, there's 10, there's 9. So it needs, this is the total range, high to low, not open to close, I think. I think that's what it is. So I'm going to need it to increase. $5 or $6 would be really nice. I'm not asking for a lot. If it should do that, of course it could turn around and go in the other direction today too. Who knows? It certainly has done that before. So it's going to be an interesting open, and you can bet that I'm going to be sitting here when the market opens. And I'll be messing with Google. So I got enough money in my account, reserve cash, that I could. That's why you don't go 100% in. You need cash on the sidelines in order to do goofy things like this. And this is the goofy thing that I would want. I would want this to move up to, it'd be nice if it moved up to $11 itself. That would be nice. I could go on the Analyze tab and look to see how far the underlying really needs to move, but I'm not going to do that right now. Anybody can do that, but I'm not going to do that now. All right, let's move on to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, it's drifting down very nicely, actually, but MACD is looking, Well, I think it's losing some of its downward momentum according to the MACD here. So we're going to kind of stay away from that one too. We got a nice move here on NDX. So for today, I'm going to look at a 20 delta on NDX. Actually, pre-market, it's got a pretty nice move here too. It's a pretty high percent move pre-market, so that could be a good play. 30 days out, 20 delta. This is 27 days. I'd want to go, let's go 34. 20 delta probably doesn't even show up here. We'll go to all and look for a 20 delta. Here's 21. So that would be it. That's a pretty fair credit for this. Well, it's 25 points, and it's going to take a lot of cash. Buying power effect, $2,000. So to keep that in mind. Over $2,000, depending on how big your account is. So the short's at 43.25. 43.25 down around here. That seems to be pretty safe. So we're going to look at that one. I'll put an alert on here just to wake me up. And or above. It will. We can tell that already over here that it's going to open up. Alright, let's take a look at Netflix. Yeah, pretty flat there too. Not really interested in doing anything, even though I have a target set price line. Please work out for me today, price line. Russell. I was a little concerned about this because it's losing money right now, but I think we're okay. We're pretty okay on that. And SPX. Let's look at our SPX chart. See how things are looking. Everything's looking pretty good. We'll finish this candle today. Start a new one next week. And this one expires next week. So that's where that is sitting right now. And last but not least, Tesla and its little march up. It's almost coming down here to give us a possible entry. I'm interested in getting into Tesla. Alright, so it's the weekend. Weather's going to warm up here. It was a little bit chilly the last couple of days, but it felt pretty good. Definitely enjoyed it. The garden is in. We're ready to rock and roll for the summer. So, have a good weekend. Thank you very much for watching, and most of all, happy trading.